Before David joined Sniper School, he used to get wrecked. After he joined Sniper School, the guys just won the trading competition. He's turned $400 in his MEXC account into...
It's over 200 now.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So much.
Bro, well done. You bought a Tesla, bro. Is it worth it? I think that's
100%.
the big question I want to ask you.
No, it did everything for me, man. You guys were the last hope. That's the reason why, like, my name on the leadership, it had a Sniper Banter on there, because this was it, man.
Yo, what's up guys? We are back from Miami, and what we decided to do is bring you a different video. Now we have 𝗀 interviewing David. David's the winner of the ByBit competition. Guys, he was struggling a few weeks back. He did Sniper School and then it just clicked something in his brain and he's doing incredibly well. Now in this video, he's going to be showing you all the tricks that he learned from Sniper School and what he's learned above. Now guys, remember we have cohort number 6 coming up. We have limited spots available. It's on the 13th of June, and to get into school, it's 3 basic steps. And if you have a look below this video, you'll find a Sniper School registration link. If you click on that, it will send you an email and give you all the basic steps to follow. Guys, get excited. This is the start of your journey, and enjoy the video.
Right, brother. What's going on? I have to make you a question right away because I feel very concerned about something. I'm very concerned about something. I feel that we're gonna drop so much alpha from Sniper School on this video that people will feel like I actually don't need to do Sniper School after watching this video. Do you think it's true?
I think if you think like that, there's a saying that those who think they know everything don't really know anything. Though I've met some very successful people in my life and they say they're learning every single day. So even if you learn something from this video, I think that just be humble about it. Don't think you know it now, because I used to think like that. Years and years later, I was like, man, I still need to be a student. I still need to learn, and made the decision to enroll into Sniper School, which has set me on this trajectory to see success.
Awesome. So before jumping into the actual video, just remember, and this is the perfect segue for that, guys, the cohorts are filling up fast. If you want to start changing your life, if you want to make those gains and take advantage of the next bull market, this is the time. Sign up now. It's not tomorrow, not after tomorrow, not last week, not next week. Like, just do it now. This is the time. So let's jump into the video. And today we're bringing you the 10 biggest takeaways from Sniper School that changed his trading journey, that made him do life-changing money. Let's just get into that.
Yeah, so the first takeaway is the time is now. And what made me realize that it is now is watching the shows of Crypto Banter. The fact that Sheldon kept saying, hey guys, alt season hasn't even started yet. Like, it hasn't even began. And we were kind of at that point where we thought it was going to go and it didn't. And maybe some of you guys got discouraged, or maybe some of you guys lost money in that perspective. But for me, I got more excited, because why would you want to get into a market that's already ran? I remember back in 2017, there would be altcoins that would go 100, 200% in a couple days. And I was going crazy. I'm like, do I get that coin now? And I was at a point where I got in at the top, and that's not where you want to be. You want to be at the bottom. You want to get in at the bottom. You want to get in where people are fearful, because there will be a time when the fear goes away and it shifts to a neutral point, and then it turns into greed. And you want to be at the very beginning of that. And I think the time is now. You know, the fact that Bitcoin is at $26,000 as we're speaking right now, this is the time to accumulate. And yes, you can DCA, you can do it the safe way. And we recommend that, right? But if you want to maximize and kind of like skip through time, then master the art of trading. And how are you going to do that? Well, you need knowledge, you need the skills, you need practical information that you can actually execute in real time. And there's a lot of things that Sniper School provides to be able to accomplish those things, if that makes sense, like the live sessions and all the, you know, the basics and the fundamentals. And so for me, I'm excited. Yes, I've seen a lot of success in a short period of time, and you know, we're in a down market. You know, it was going down. Like, you know, I made money as we were riding up to 30,000, and I've made money as we're, you know, going down to 26,000, and I'm maximizing it. And if I can do it, you guys can do it too.
Definitely. And there's this saying, the pain of regret is 10 times worse than the pain of discipline. So it's way better if you actually start now and get into the school now and get into the trading skill now before it's too late. Because then when it's rising, then you'll feel, so how do I take advantage of this? How do I do this now? How do I take profits now? How do I make those gains now? And you don't want to feel the regret. You want to be ready for when it comes. And I believe Tony Robbins also said something.
Yeah, so guys, there's a saying from Tony Robbins himself, change happens when the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of change. Ask yourself, are you happy with where you're at right now in the crypto space? Obviously, you're watching this because you're a part of the space, whether you have your 1 foot in, 1 foot out, or you're all in, or you're thinking about it, where are you at right now? Are you happy with where you're at? Because whenever I was considering sniper school, I wasn't happy with where I was at. I lost a lot of money. And I already had the mentality that the time is now. I was watching the shows like, hey, this is a time to accumulate. And I made that decision. Like, you know what? I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to figure this out. And I hope that sniper school has something that I can just internalize, something that, some kind of golden nuggets. I don't know what sniper school had, but I was like, let's give this a shot. Let's give this a try. Because for me, I didn't like where I was and I wanted to change it. And I made that decision that I'm going to make it happen for myself. And I enrolled in sniper school.
Moving on to the second takeaway, take your profits or somebody else will. This phrase is yours, it's not mine. So what do you mean by this?
Second takeaway, take your profits or somebody else will. I remember one of the first sessions that I got notified with sniper school. I was very excited. And there's a gentleman named Craig. I have a lot of respect for him. I'm very grateful I had met him in person. But he said, guys, take your profits or somebody else will. And that really hit me because I had remembered in the past, there were so many times that I had big gains and I was excited about the gains. I'm like staring at it, I'm screenshotting it, I'm sending it to my friends. And when you're in that kind of position, you're excited and you think it's going to go higher. I think every single one of you guys have probably experienced this. Like it could go higher, it could go a little bit higher. That's when I'm going to take the profits. And there were so many times where I would go to sleep, I would wake up and my 200 or 300% was all the way back down to 50%. And what are you going to do at that point? Do you just close the position and say, man, I could have made that? Or are you going to sit there and wait? And then it ends up going completely different direction. And then now you're negative in your position unless you had a stop loss. So when Craig said that, I was like, man, that is so good. I stopped getting greedy and I just said, hey, look at the charts. Where are we at? Let's take some profits. And then I just, for me, it felt like I was being a little bit more conservative. And I think that should be the approach that everybody should take. So here's the chart, guys. This is a trade that I'm still in. Very successful trade, probably one of the most successful. And I give credit to Sniper School and I give credit to Sheldon for making this call. This is kind of like where Sheldon was talking about, we're kind of bottoming out. And so I started a small position here, or average size position, and it started to go down a little bit. And where most people would say, oh my gosh, I'm negative, I'm going to get out. I'm like, no, we're kind of at a support level. And I actually, right here, you guys can see this green circle. I added some more here. So kind of labeled the timelines of everything. I originally opened the position May 12th. And originally I had it at, I think, 9x leverage with a buffer, meaning, if it went down, 11%, I wouldn't have gotten liquidated. It would just have averaged my position. But with this being at support and, referencing the shows and the charts, I felt very confident in this trade. So yes, it went negative a little bit, but look at this, it bounced. And a few days later, I was already in a decent amount of profits. I didn't get too greedy here. You can see at 9x leverage with 6% moving up, I sold. And you can see here that on the 13th, I took some profit. And then on the 15th and 16th, which is this green circle here, I also sold a little bit more, and then I re-added to the position because I felt like it was going to go up. And it's not just a feeling, but it was just the targets and some of the things that were going on, like the partnership, the announcements. And so I think this is around the time when I was headed to Miami, and man, unreal, guys. This thing just took off. Didn't know it was going to take off this high. And, you know, this is a couple days ago, I took profits. And yeah, I could have stayed in. It went higher. It's still going higher. There's an expected target of $3.20 potentially. But this is a big position that I'm in right now. I've taken most off the board. You know, if I kept everything in there and I just let it ride, yes, I would have made more money, but that's not the point. The point is sticking to a strategy, sticking to a plan that's going to work and it's consistent, whether it goes the way you want it to or whether it goes the direction that you don't want it to. So this is key. And I would not have made these specific moves if it wasn't for Sniper School, if it wasn't for Craig saying that in that one session, I had to take your profits or somebody else will. So guys, third takeaway, risk to reward. As long as I've been in trading, I never used this tool before. And Sheldon highlighted it in his course, one of many, but this one definitely resonated with me because I never used it, right? So there might be some things in the course that you're not using specifically that might work for you. This, for me personally, was what worked for me. It puts things in a way that I didn't see before. It's like putting on another set of lens to see something that you couldn't see before. For me, risk reward is kind of like the binoculars, that you can actually see where this thing could go and what makes sense and where you could actually take profits, so on and so forth. If I was to enter Lido right now, before risk to reward, I would probably enter here because people are talking about it. But looking at it now with the risk to reward, I don't think it makes sense to enter a position because you're kind of in the middle of a range here, right? If I entered a position right now, for example, in Lido, like as we speak, Lido, right? People are talking about it. Lido's good. It can go up, whatever, right? There's all kinds of noise out there. But if I'm looking at the charts, this thing can go down negative 20%. That means if I'm at 5x leverage, I will get liquidated unless I had another position here at order. And then if it goes the way I want it to, hey, 20%, but I'm kind of like in the middle of a range here and it doesn't make any sense for me to enter this position, right? So what do I do now? I enter the risk to reward tool and it just doesn't make any sense. The risk to reward ratio doesn't make any sense for me. So I'm not going to enter this trade. However, if the coin starts to go down here, like at 160, which I believe Sheldon just talked about it on his show, yesterday, he's looking at 160. That makes sense. Why? Because if we enter the risk to reward ratio, you know, down here, for example, or let's just say it gets to like 163 and we have a stop loss down here at 4%, and then it can go all the way up here. I mean, that's a 13 risk to reward ratio of 13. See, that would make sense for me. And without this tool before, I would just be aimless, you know, just blind. Like, let me enter the trade. It's exciting. Everybody's talking about it. Noise. And then I'm going to get wrecked, right? Because then it goes the other way. I'm going to have the DCA. I'm like in negative and it's stressful and
like a casino, as you were saying.
Exactly. It's like a
Just
casino.
like a casino.
Yeah. I don't want to put myself in a position where I'm going to be stressed out. I'd rather be in a position where I feel comfortable knowing that even if it doesn't go the way I want it to, I'm okay. Because I have a stop loss or there's some levels there that makes sense to me. And, you know, my loss isn't going to be as big as it could have been if I wasn't using the risk to reward tool.
And remember, guys, this is just one tool that made sense to David. The tool that might be missing in your trading might be just one click away, one video lesson away. For David was risk reward. For you, maybe it's a stop loss. But remember, all of this is covered on Sniper School, tool by tool in dozens of different videos. So you got to get to know all these tools, learn how to use them so that you can become a good trader.
All right, guys. So the fourth takeaway, building an army. This is something that Sheldon talks about in Sniper School. I mentioned it on the podcast. It's what resonated with me specifically. Why? I had mentioned that before. I used to focus on one coin, 2 coins, but when I heard the army analogy, it made a lot of sense. Sense meaning having multiple positions, right? Some positions are going to be a little bit more riskier than the others. Some of them are going to be a little bit more safe. So kind of drew out something here that Sheldon talks about, but I always say, me personally, I think Atom is kind of like the more safer coin that doesn't have as much volatility, right? So if Bitcoin goes up 1%, Atom might go up 2 or 3%. If Bitcoin goes down, I've seen it many times personally where Bitcoin goes down 1.5% and Atom goes down like 0.5%. So for me, I think, monitoring so much, it's a safer play, meaning this is kind of like the commander. This is like the solid army, right? The whole goal is for this army to go out there and build a bigger army. You got Solana, a little bit, some of these big market cap coins, a little bit more safe, Phantom, a little bit more volatility. Maybe you can categorize that, more of like a smaller, riskier army here. But you got Near Protocol, for example, Gala, Render. I got Render here, smaller army. But this is where Sheldon says, this is the army that's going to go out there and they're going to do really, really well. They're going to go out there and they're going to kill and create a bigger army. But this is also the coin that you can lose it real fast. These are the armies that will like kamikaze and kill themselves, and your profits will be completely reversed. So, for example, if you look at my chart here on Render, whenever this thing took off, let's look at some of these dips here. 9% dip, all the way up here, 20% dip. Look at this, 13% dip, right? So these, if you were to have open up your positions here, yes, if you open it up here, man, you would have been in massive profits, right? All the way up 23%, 10x leverage, you're at 230%, and then boom, it goes all the way down and you're at nothing. All of your profits got wiped away. It's not all leverage trading for me, but leverage trading has allowed me to build a portfolio so then I can diversify into spot. Fifth takeaway is mindset. I believe mindset is everything. Doesn't matter what you're going to do in life, whether it's some kind of career, new hobby, something that you like, something that you don't like. You got to have the right mindset. A mentor used to tell me, your biggest enemy is the 6 inches between your ears, yourself, talking yourself out of it. And why am I so passionate about this? It's because I've almost talked myself out of this so many times. And I'm so glad I didn't. In fact, it was one of the first sessions on Sniper School where Sheldon's mother, and I said this on the podcast, but it's true. His mother said, guys, don't quit. It's right around the corner. And that really touched me because I felt hope. I'm like, is it really right around the corner? Like she said it was. Maybe it is. And it gave me hope. And I started to, be positive. I started thinking positive thoughts. There's a saying as well that, human beings, 90% of our thoughts on a daily basis are all negative. So how do we make it more positive? You got to feed your mind. You got to feed your mind with positive things, whether it's motivational things or reading a book or surrounding yourself with the right people. But you've got to stay positive. You got to feed your mind. They say you can skip a meal, but don't skip something that's going to feed your mind positive information that could take you to the next level. Because without the right mindset, you guys are going to lose. You're not going to get ahead, right? And if you have the right mindset, it's the complete opposite. You will set yourself up for success, no matter what it is, whether it's cryptocurrency, trading, or something in your career, relationships. You got to have the right mindset.
Most people think that, Sniper School and the live trading sessions, it's all about trading and tools, and here's a new trade, here's another trade, here's the profits here. But most of it, I would say even like 50% of it, I don't know if you agree with this, it's all about mindset. Most of the time what Sheldon is talking about is not about trading, it's not about technical analysis, it's always about mindset. Constant thing on Sniper School. He always tried to make sure that you are on the right place, on your mind, on your emotions,
Yeah, and just to add on that, and I remember Sheldon had asked me this on the podcast, and I didn't answer it. Kind of went off into a different thought. But he says, did Sniper School help you with revenge trading? And I know a lot of you guys revenge trade. Why? Because I did it. I did it. Where you're like, man, I'm so good. I'm in a good position, great trade, you're in profits, and then something happens, a huge wick, it stops you out, then it goes back, and it's like, man, why did I set my stop loss there? I could have just not set the stop loss and I would have still been in profits. And you start to get in your emotional, right? And emotions come from your mindset. I would start revenge trading and I would like up the leverage, 20x leverage. And then, maybe I got my account a little bit back, and then boom, I lost it all because I didn't have the right mindset. So, Sniper School talks about revenge trading. I think is important. And I did take some of that very seriously. There have been some points where I did feel emotional, like I could have revenge traded, but I've trained myself to just pause and just take a breath and don't get that emotion. Don't let that spark take your body over and your mind over, and like just take it easy, because otherwise you're going to lose all your money. And that's the last thing we want for any of you guys to experience. All right, guys, the sixth takeaway is surrounding yourself with the right people. I had mentors of mine, and I thought it was awesome to see Sheldon talk about this as well, but it is very true that you are the sum of the 5 people that you are closest to. So, and they also say that your bank account is the average of the 5 closest people that you hang around, right? So take a look at where you're at and see if that's true for you. It might not be, but for the most part, it was true for me. And I started to change my surroundings. And sometimes I had to, let go of people that were my friends. And that's just part of how it goes, right? If you want it to get to a place in life, and you're hanging around people that are not where you want to be, like it doesn't make sense to be around those people. And what's incredible is that Sniper School has live sessions. And what better way to be a part of a group of people, all like-minded people that are very, very wealthy in crypto, that are giving us real-time calls and where, why a position makes sense and why it doesn't make sense. And, the RSI is getting reset. Like, it's amazing. I love the live sessions. And I remember being on my first live session and hearing Craig and hearing Sheldon, and it was like I was right next to them. And for me, that was powerful, because without live sessions, you're relying on charts, you're relying on Discord, you're relying on Telegram, you're just relying on these notifications. But when you're hearing somebody real time say something, for me personally, it makes a big difference. And, it's incredible because Sniper School offers that. When you enroll in the Sniper School, you're going to have access to the live sessions. And if you don't go to Sniper School, you're not going to have access to those sessions. And, from what's been planned out, looks like I might be on some of these live sessions. So if you want to be a part of like my decision-making process, or like how I make my decisions based off of everybody I'm kind of ping-ponging around with, enroll in Sniper School. You would be crazy not to.
I think it's a shortcut for having the right mindset, right? Because I really feel that, you can try to learn something and read something and watch video lessons and all of that, but it doesn't sink in somehow. You can learn all these tools, but somehow it just doesn't gives you that click to actually start. You actually need to be with someone. You need to be together with someone that is actually doing, and you learn much more just by watching, just by feeling that person doing it. And then when you find yourself, like, you actually start doing it, and it gives you the click. It gives you that ignite to actually start trading, to actually start doing that trade.
Guys, takeaway number 7 is the trading journal. Whenever I first got started in Sniper School, I was following everything to the T. Never did a trading journal before. And you hear about it. I've heard about it all the time. Log your trades. Well, I don't have time. Or you make up all these excuses in your mind. But I started the trading journal, and I'm not using it as much now, but it's definitely helped put me in that trajectory to seeing success. Because again, being able to track where you are is very important, because how do you know where to go if you don't know where you're at? And, so if it worked for me, I think it's going to work for you guys. I mean, if you haven't done a trading journal before, try it. I recommend you try it. And Sheldon goes a little bit more into details on how that works. And if you guys want to know more about how that works, enroll in Sniper School. I'm not going to give you guys all the nuggets. Again, this is just kind of an overview, takeaway video. And, I think Sheldon gives a lot of good points on why it's important to have a trading journal. And what's incredible is that his journal, he makes it accessible to everybody. So that's literally what I did, is I took a copy of his spreadsheet, duplicated it, and then used that. Because again, maybe that's why I never started the journal. It's because what's the best way to do it? You start getting into this analysis paralysis. How, what are the columns? What are the rows? What should it say? And Sheldon already did it for us. And, so I give him big thanks for that.
Okay, so before we move to the last 3 takeaways, guys, remember, sign up now to Sniper School. Now it's the time. We just gave you a bunch of nice nuggets, a bunch of good mindset nuggets, technical nuggets, but Sniper School is all about this all the time, every day. The cohorts are filling fast. You want to be in a cohort before the bull run starts, not after it started. You want to be ready before the bull run starts, not after. So remember, spots are limited. Sign up now. Link is in the description. Go there, click it, and start your journey.
All right, guys. So 3 more takeaways. Next takeaway is don't follow the herd, right? I heard this from so many people, so many mentors, and it's amazing to see that Crypto Banter and, Sheldon, obviously they're on the same page, but whatever most people are thinking, you want to do the opposite. And there's what we call zones of accumulation. So if we go to my chart here, here's Bitcoin. And if we go to the weekly, this is where we're at compared to where we were before. And in my opinion, these are zones of accumulation. Michael Saylor, he bought a bunch more Bitcoin at, I think it was 28,300. We've got multi-billionaires buying Bitcoin at this level. What does that tell you? This is a zone of accumulation. If Bitcoin goes down lower, I will get excited. 20,000, 16,000. Where most people are freaking out, getting scared, Bitcoin's going to go to $0. Guys, I'm excited. I'm going to be accumulating even more Bitcoin. But right now we're in the time that you want to accumulate, because it is a matter of time before Bitcoin goes again to $40,000, $50,000, $60,000. Bitcoin will hit $100,000. There are so many successful people on CNBC and all these credible sources saying Bitcoin will go to $100,000. I truly believe that. Why? Because you can't just print Bitcoin, right? There's only a limited amount of supply. It's a huge thing. And so you guys got to block out the noise, block out the FUD. Yes, we're in the times where it's kind of confusing. There's a lot of FUD, there's a lot of uncertainty, SEC going after this, going after that, China banning Bitcoin, China now accepting Bitcoin. You're going to hear all this ups and downs. But in my opinion, we're in the pioneer stage. We're in the stage right now where, when things are kind of confusing, that's where you want to get in, right? You don't want to be the person that got into the .com boom after it already blew up. Right? You don't want to be the person that got into Facebook after it already blew up, got into Uber after it already blew up. When people first started talking about Uber and talking about all these different things, like cell phones, for example, a lot of people thought, what the heck, cell phones? I'll just use the home phone. Why would we have a cell phone? We have pagers, right? If you were thinking in that negative mindset, you would have missed the boat, right? Which a lot of people did. And right now we're at a time where, yes, this is the time to accumulate, because it's without a doubt, it's going to go up. And yes, we're at 26,000 now. If you were just to accumulate Bitcoin, you're the type of person that, hey, I just want to accumulate Bitcoin, and we go to $100,000, guys, that's multiple, what is that, 2 or 3x, out of the gates without doing anything. So, I think it's important to really understand where we are, so that way you can make that decision, hey, this is the time to accumulate. And that has to scare you. Bitcoin, no matter what, will go up. And are you going to be the person that was left behind? Or are you going to be the person that actually was smart, that enrolled into sniper school, that figured out how to do, successful trades and build a portfolio that's going to change your family tree, that's going to change your life forever? And that's what's amazing about crypto, is that it gives an average individual an opportunity to see success. And you don't need a college background. You don't need to be, you can be from Yale or jail. It doesn't matter. Like, there's no discrimination. You can make that decision. You can get involved in crypto and change your life. And I encourage you guys to do so.
So we got to think like whales. Maybe we don't have the money. Maybe we don't have the money like whales, but we need to follow their money. And this is why the sniper school and the live trading sessions can really help you, keep that in mind and keep that mentality and keep the whale mentality and not the retail mentality. And again, is that saying that everyone says all the time, like, you don't want to get in when everyone's talking about it. When everyone's talking about it, that's when you need to start thinking to get out. You need to worry now, not later. Mm-hmm. So also now it's the time to get ready. Now it's the time to learn the skills, not later. So again, sign up now, link below.
Yes, don't miss the next cohort, guys. Time is money. Don't make excuses. A mentor of mine used to say, you're either going to make money or you're going to make excuses, but you can't do both. All right, guys, takeaway number 9 is going back to the basics. Again, I said this on the podcast, basics that I didn't even know about. So if you guys take a look at my charts here, these are a few of many things that Sniper School has to offer, but this is my trading view chart. Again, I'm not like a technical analysis person, but if you guys take a look here at the time frames, I used to have like almost all of these. I had the 5-minute, the 30-minute, the 45-minute, the 90-minute. I had almost every single hourly. And I remember Sheldon said, guys, I only use 4 or 5 time frames. And so I mirrored that. I copied what he said. And you can see here, I've condensed my time frame. So I've got the weekly for a good perspective. Again, daily is also great perspective. The 12-hour, the 8-hour, the 4-hour, the hourly, and the 15-minute. Sometimes I'll have the 3 minutes on there for scalps and things like that. That's my own personal preference. Again, I think Sniper School is kind of like a buffet. You just take what's going to work for you. There's so many fundamentals, so many basics, so many resources, and then make it your own, because that's what I did. I made it my own, and I've been able to see success. But, one of the simple things is the RSI. So guys, as you can see here, this is Render. Again, I didn't even know about this coin. Crypto Banter was the one that had introduced me to it, specifically Sheldon. Also saw it on Discord. Some people were talking about it. But you can see here, I'm at the 15-minute, and my original entry was on the 12th. And I believe it was right around here. So I saw the RSI started to bounce. I started the position, right? And then I saw it go down. And when it hit the very bottom of the RSI, you can see here, that's when I added some more. And that's one of the reasons why I felt confident in adding. So the 1 hour was also a very good indicator. You can see as the RSI was going down, it bottomed out here at this wick at 164. My average entry was like 172, but the 15-minute and the 1 hour was a good confirmation. And it's awesome because this is just simple, basic stuff. I don't have 10 indicators going on. I've got the volume here, but more importantly, I've got the RSI, which Sheldon talks about in Sniper School. And I've also cleared out all this clutter with all these timeframes that I had before. I just 15-minute, the 1 hour. And Sheldon talks about it in his school. Yeah, so guys, to keep it very, very simple, for me, you got to keep it simple, because I said it on the podcast and I'll say it again. Confused people do nothing. And if you're confused, you're probably going to be scared. And if you're scared, you're not going to be successful in trading. You have to have confidence in the charts and the market and your decision-making process. But kept it very simple here. I basically just used the RSI. I used the RSI. I used these timeframes that Sheldon recommended. I also referenced the charts on the Discord. I also referenced the show and just made that educated decision to start a position in this trade. And again, all those things coming together, it was like a perfect storm. And here I am now, and the position is over 600% profit. And again, if I can do it, you guys can do it. And if it wasn't for Crypto Banter and Sniper School and the resources and the information, I would have never taken this position, period. And I would have not made that much profit at all. So, I have to give it back to Sniper School. I have to give it back to Crypto Banter and just all the information that's out there. And you guys have access to the same information, which is what blows my mind. Again, you just have to make that decision.
It's all available.
Yeah.
Like you made it. Everyone could make it.
Everybody.
Yet are only the ones that actually take the jump, actually take the action. Just do it because it's all available. It's all free. Like you can't say that, oh, I can do it because it's expensive or something. You just need an internet connection. People spend $40,000, $50,000 to get a degree at a university, to be in debt. And you have Crypto Banter and the school, which is free resources, for what I did. I mean, it's like paying for 2 college degrees in a few months. Like, it's unreal. The potential is amazing, and you guys have to understand that the potential is there, and every single one of you guys have that potential. You just got to make that decision. Guys, you need to make a deposit of $100 to one of the exchange partners in order to enroll on Sniper School. There's a lot of people saying, haha, it's free, but you actually have to deposit. Guys, this is your money. You use this money for your trades. This is not money that goes away. This is money that you can use to learn. And if you make profits with this money, they are your profits. So yes, Sniper School is free. This is not a fee. I really don't see the excuse to not to sign up now. Link in the description, just click it. And what's the last takeaway, David? Last takeaway is enjoy the moment. Be in the present moment. Relax. Take a day off. It's kind of funny, but when I had met Sheldon for the first time, I was all excited. I'm like, wow, Sheldon's here. I can talk about the charts, talk about the next trade. Hey, what's the next move? Let me show you the trades I'm in. And Sheldon said, bro, just put the charts away. Like, don't trade. Take some days off, take some time off. You're at the conference, enjoy the moment. And it was weird because it's like, I've created this habit, and I had to kind of like stop the habit. Like, no, take a break, take a breath, connect, relax, reflect, and enjoy where you're at. And that was a valuable lesson for me. And I'm so glad I took some time off. It's allowed me to not be so stressed, because sometimes these trades can be stressful. There was an opportunity I could have taken yesterday, or I think it was 2 nights ago, but I decided to just go to bed early and relax. And, the trades are going to be there tomorrow. The market's always going to be there. It's a 24/7 casino. And I think it's important to take a day off to reflect. Every single one of you guys, whether you're just getting started, whether you've taken a big loss, whether you've taken a big win, it doesn't matter where you're at in your journey. You have to take a break. You've got to relax and reflect, and appreciate yourself for what you've learned, right? If you took a loss on a trade, what did you learn from that trade? And, have a gratitude type of emotion towards it. Like, hey, I lost, but it's okay. I learned that, I should have taken profits at this level. I should have drawn out that support, because if I would have drawn out that support, I would have realized that's where I should have my stop loss. Learn from every single trade, because if you learn, you're going to be that much better. That way in the future, when it comes to making a bigger decision on a bigger trade, you're going to have that much more success. I can say that because that's what's happened for me. Definitely. And refreshing your mind, right? You can't make a good decision if you are constantly thinking about it and constantly trying to figure out what's the good decision about. Sometimes the best decisions in life just come when you're not thinking about it. The best ideas just come completely out of the blue when you're not thinking about them. Because with a reset, you guys will be able to come back to the charts, re-energized, and make that much more of a better decision. So guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this video. Hopefully my takeaways has resonated with some of you guys out there. Everybody's story is going to be a little bit different, and
the takeaways that I had mentioned here could be completely different for you. These are takeaways that I took that resonated with me, that I was able to internalize and see the success that I wanted to see. And what's crazy is I almost gave up. And it was the sniper school advertisement where there was nothing to lose. Like, I'm trading with my own money. They didn't want me to give them money and then put another deposit to trade with them. No, it's your deposit into an account that you're trading with all of that money. It just made sense. It's amazing. And just understand that every single one of you guys are going to have your own story. You're going to have your own journey, and it might happen quick. It might happen slow, but getting rich slow is better than never getting rich at all. So make sure you guys enroll in sniper school. Make that decision. Like, if you're the type of person that doesn't make decisions on the spot, hey, I understand. I'm kind of the same way, but have that conversation with yourself. Like, why do you want this, right? Why are you even watching this video? Like, maybe some of you guys are on the fence and you're just not sure. You're doubting yourself. Maybe you think that you need more time. You don't have time to look at the charts. Whatever excuse that you're telling yourself, you have to shut that out. Again, mindset is key. The 6 inches between your ears is your biggest enemy. And I would say turn that volume down, that self-doubt, that whatever's causing you to think in a negative way, and shift your mindset to be positive, because that's what I did. And again, I'm nobody special. I just made that decision. And if you guys can come in here, make that decision for yourself, I promise you, you guys will see success as well. And the whole goal here, guys, is for you guys to see success. And I hope to be able to contribute and to help Crypto Banter in that way, and make an impact on some of y'all's lives, and to enjoy the cryptocurrency world, because it's unreal, it's amazing, and I'm excited for the future.
Awesome, man. And I wish you the best of luck on your journey, because I feel that it's just about to start.
Thank you.
So guys, this is David's journey. Now what's your journey? What are you going to do with this? What are you going to do with Sniper School, with this video? Are you just going to be sitting and watching and just going to the next video, or are you actually going to take action and actually start? Because David started, and the only thing different between you and David is really David started. David made it. David got into the school. He started the trade. He learned the basics. He made it. It's all available. There's no excuses. The time is now. Sign up for Sniper School. And by the way, guys, just before closing off this video, David finally got into Twitter. So here's the Twitter handle. Go and follow him. David, we expect alpha. We all expect alpha.
Gonna bring the alpha.